Welcome to Life Crisis Today. A Spanish translation will immediately follow the program.
Bienvenidos a Life Crisis Hoy. Una traducción en español saldrá al final del programa. Conmigo, su presentadora, Lisa Garcia.
Hello, I want to thank PAC 14 for having us here today to spread child abuse awareness in our community and to share ways to heal from trauma, as well as some of our upcoming awareness events. I'm Michelle Gerlitsky, trauma therapist for Life Crisis Center, and I'm here to introduce you also to Courtney Geyser. And I'd like her to introduce herself.
Hi, well, like you said, I'm Courtney Geyser, and I came to Life Crisis through a personal family experience, and it led me just to meet all the wonderful people there and learn the importance of what this organization is in our community.
Well, thank you for being with us today, Courtney.
Thank you.
So, Courtney, I know that you're a mom and you're a wife and you have a home. Can you tell us a little bit about how all of that ties into your experience with trauma and in relation to how the art became helpful?
Absolutely. I think that it's a very natural thing for us all as moms, as parents, as just community members. We get busy with what's going on in our own lives, and we think something as traumatic as child sexual abuse is not going to happen to us. And so we keep on moving on, and then it's one of the things that's sort of like, if it's not my problem until it is my problem, and then what am I going to do about this? How am I going to handle this? And there's never any right or wrong. There's no manuscript for how to handle these things. But I know for myself, that's when I turned back to my art, which I had put to the side for a while, getting busy with but it just goes to show you can incorporate that and use that tool even with all the other things you've got going on in your life, and actually I feel like it made me a better person for it, a better mom, a better wife, because I was able to get out what I needed to get out through my art. And my hope is that I can instill that into my children as well, because I know I started painting and drawing and stuff as a tool as a child, not even realizing that it was therapy at the time, but it definitely was, just for the everyday things that goes on with being a child. So I think that that's the main thing that I want to get across, is that you can use it anytime. Stop. You don't have to do a major big painting, but you can stop, draw a couple of things out, and write something down, and very therapeutic. Yep.
Well, that's a perfect example of what we're trying to express as our topic today, because it's so significant that children in our community realize that they don't have to be an artist, but they can use their creative strengths to heal and to reach out and to communicate what's going on with them.
Yes, definitely.
Our topic that Courtney and I are going to discuss today is just using creativity to help children and families in our community address trauma and to heal from trauma. I have several children and families I work with Life Crisis Center, ages 2 up to 19, who have faced sexual abuse, physical abuse, witnesses of domestic violence, and April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month and also Child Abuse Awareness Month. So Courtney and I are here today to share some good information with you about how to use creativity and strengths in healing from trauma. So I would like to get started by just using a example of one of my teen girls that I work with in group, her writing that she did. She's given me permission today to read her poem. Broken child, battered and bruised. Broken child, raped and abused. Broken child, sad and depressed. Broken child, can't get any rest. Broken child whose head hangs low. Broken child who can't let go. Broken child, afraid to live. This broken child has no more to give. This is by Rachel C. And I want to thank Rachel for letting us share that, because a lot of times when children and families come into Life Crisis Center, they do not know how to put their trauma into words verbally. So we have a lot of options, and we are here today to talk about those options and the strengths that a lot of people have in using art and their creativity to express their pain and to heal from whatever sort of trauma they have been through. So Courtney, I was wondering if you could share with us a little bit about this painting right here that we have, which is another example of using creativity to heal from trauma.
Absolutely. I did this painting as a request from Life Crisis, and as the new CAC building was being built, and the theme is a beach theme. I went into it. I had taken a brief hiatus from doing artwork, and then based on the trauma that I had experienced with my own family, brought me back to that place, and this actually gave me a great opportunity to kickstart back into my art. And I realized as I was doing it how much it was healing me at the same time through what I had just experienced. And basically the painting is called New Dawn, and everybody, I don't want to interpret it for anybody, because I think it's a personal thing when you look at it, what it makes you feel, and that's what's so great about art. And there is no right or wrong. It's a way to break the silence, which I think is a huge part of what we're trying to do here in the community, especially during April Awareness Month, is really getting it out there that it is okay to talk about it. And if you can't verbalize it, like you said, poems, art, it's really putting it out there and it really is healing to the person doing it. And I think it is just another great tool. It's a confidence builder, and you can really work through things. It's definitely an extremely important therapeutic tool.
Now, what's your experience with art, and what are your thoughts about whether you need experience with art to do this sort of thing to help through trauma?
Well, first of all, my experience with art, I do have a degree in art and a minor in psychology, so I do have the background in art and therapy benefits of art. Had tons of training with myself, my own experience with art, except I definitely don't think that you need to be experienced. You don't need to go to art school. It's not about, again, if it's a right or wrong, you're not getting graded on it. I think it's everybody's own interpretation of what they've been through. And so that's what I think is so valuable about it. There's no expectations going into it, no judgments.
I agree, and I know with my work with abused children and survivors of child sexual trauma who have used creative ways to kind of express to me what has happened regarding their trauma, they kind of just absorb the opportunity like sponges, because they don't even recognize until they finish a project, some sort of art project, what they're able to do and how they're able to express themselves and share that story of trauma through their art, whether it's even with clay or through music or dance. So I am very grateful that you were able to use your talent and your background and your personal experience to create this painting for our Life Crisis Center and Child Advocacy Center. And Child Abuse Awareness Month in April is very significant to us, and Courtney has also participated and is the driving force behind some April child abuse prevention awareness. Can you talk a little bit about some projects that are coming up or that you're actually currently involved in?
Sure. This is the first inaugural year for Pinwheels for Protection, which is what we've done is we've planted a garden here in Wicomico County to represent the victims of child abuse over the past year, which is over 500 victims. We are just pretty much wanting to put a visual out there so that when you drive by, you see the impact of what's on our community of this and what we can do to change it. Starts a conversation that needs to be had. It's not always comfortable, but it needs to be had.
I agree.
And so in accordance with everything that we're doing with the garden, we have some events coming up to raise money and raise awareness for it. We have on April 7th, we have a night at the Brick Room, a guest bartending night, and so all the tips will go to Pinwheels for Protection, and that goes into Life Crisis and Child Advocacy. And then on April the 9th, there is the dedication of the garden, which will be at 1 o'clock, and we're having some keynote speakers that night or that day as well, and sort of the kickoff and really the first public exposure of the garden.
Well, that sounds like you've got a lot going on, and we appreciate your speaking out for these kids and their families who have had trauma in their lives, child abuse. And I want to make sure, too, that everyone in the community is aware of how to contact the child advocacy centers in our Tri-County area. If you know someone that has possibly been abused, or you need some information about how to get that process started. The Wicomico Child Advocacy Center is 410-334-6910. Worcester County Child Advocacy Center is 410-641-0097. And Somerset County Child Advocacy Center is 410-651-4422. Courtney, did you have anything else you'd like to share today?
Just want to say thank you for having me here, and it was really a pleasure to be able to talk with you and talk about my art and talk about what a great organization Life Crisis and CAC is in our community.
Well, thank you for being here with me today and talking about this special topic, and much needed awareness is out there. So I look forward to your upcoming events.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank PAC 14 for having us here today to spread child abuse awareness in our community and to share ways to heal from trauma, as well as some upcoming awareness events.
Would you like to see your community organization or nonprofit group featured on PAC 14? To get started, contact us at 410-677-5014 or visit our website at www.pac14.org. PAC 14 is a great way to connect with your community.